So welcome to 2017 American Folk Festival. My name's Bill Yo. I work for LL Beans, and this is the LL Beans stage. We're happy to have you here. We're in for a real treat. Last year I was just blown away with the quality of all the different musicians, so we're pretty lucky to have this in beautiful Bangor, right at this setting here. I want to send a shout out to the Maine Troop Breeders. Any veterans in the crowd here? We got some veterans, yep. For over 20 years, they've been meeting veterans at the airport when they're coming back from overseas services, and just let's give them a warm round of applause. And a warm round of applause to all the veterans here too. So I work for LL Beans Outdoor Discovery School. I'm the campus manager for the Freeport campus. We've got a lot of great things going on down there. I'd love to invite you to come join us. We teach paddleboarding and kayaking, fly fishing, archery, canoeing, cycling. We have all these activities that we offer. All the introductory courses are only 25 bucks a pop. So love to have you come down and join us. We have a gorgeous paddling center right on the ocean in Freeport. Beautiful place to go out. We'll take you around some islands. We've got kayaking and paddleboarding, lobster baits, lighthouse bike tours. It's a wonderful program. We're also a big supporter of the arts. Has anyone here been to any of our outdoor concerts we have? Yeah? We've got the Outdoor Discovery Series, all the events right in our park. Next week we have Bruce Hornsby coming for a free concert. So you music lovers, come on out and join us for that. That's Saturday night. Get there early, because I guarantee we'll have 6,000 or 7,000 people in the crowd for Bruce Hornsby. This event wouldn't happen without a lot of generous sponsorship from a number of great organizations, some of them including St. Joseph's Healthcare, Bangor Savings Bank, Sea Dog Brewing Company, and the Coca-Cola Bottlers of New England. We owe them a big round of applause too. And I just want to put a plug in for those sponsors, because last year these events are offered for free. And that's just amazing in this world. You could go to see any number of these magnificent musicians, and the tickets would cost you at least 40 bucks a piece at a lot of these other shows. Last year, in the 2016 Folk Festival, the average contribution was $1.31 per person. So you can't beat that. So keep your eyes and ears open. The Bucket Brigade is going to be traveling around this whole waterfront campus. And they'll have all kinds of beads on, and you can put donations in there. Recommended donations about $10. So you can't beat that for a full day of music. We have an Outdoor Discovery School tent set up right here on the corner. Ashley is over there. She's handing out 20% off coupons for just about anything we have in the store. We also have a lot of other great prizes and giveaways. And so if you get a chance, swing by and see us. All right, so now I want to introduce our program presenter, John Lohman. Let's give him a round here, folks. Thank you so much for coming out.
Well, welcome everyone. How is everyone today? All right. Wonderful. I love these types of sessions. This is my personal favorite thing about these festivals. I think you all know what these are. We've sort of picked people out from their own regular groups sometimes. They play all different types of instruments and music, and we bring them together, and we, of course, had months of rehearsals, so hopefully we've worked out the kinks. We're going to spend a little time both playing and talking a little bit, so I just ask that you do us a favor and kind of refrain a little bit of having your own conversation, if that's something you want to do, or if you need to talk on the phone or something. If you just step to the side of the tent when you do that, I think everyone else would appreciate that, so they could hear the conversation up there. Is everybody okay with that? Does that work for everybody? All right. Well, I'm going to introduce this fine, esteemed panel here. This is very, very exciting. This guy here, he's the farthest away from me on stage, but the closest to me geographically where I live down in Virginia. That's Mr. Riley Boggess from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. fine gentleman just to his right and your left is from a town called Portland, Maine. You heard of that place? I've been fortunate enough to catch a peek at him picking a little bit in various nooks and crannies of this festival already, and we're in for a treat. That's Mr. Samuel James over there. The guy next to him, the tall fella. Did anybody get a chance to see this gentleman perform? Yeah. He comes to us from Orlando, Florida. And he's Selwyn Birchwood, a young killer guitar player. All right, now this fella here comes probably, well, we have a couple people come from very far away. They call him the Finnish Wunderkind there on that beautiful archtop that he's got there. And he comes to us from Finland. He's with the Rhythm Future Quartet, of course, which I know you all know a little bit about this group. Ali Sokeli, make him feel welcome today. Okay, here. Okay, and this is a wonderful player. This instrument we're going to learn a little bit about. We're going to have a chance to do that. Originally from Syria, correct? And he is living, originally from Kuwait, I understand, and then Syria. Born in Kuwait, then Syria, and now DeKalb, Illinois. And make him feel welcome, Assam. And he brought a friend along with him, Mr. Stephen Holbert. He's from Minnesota. We're going to find out how you guys met in a minute. And then the gentleman closest to me here, he hails from Austin, Texas. And our thoughts and prayers are with that entire region, by the way. Thinking about that right now. With a great band, Doug Moreland, and the Flying Armored J.D. Pendleton. We have a bit of time, so we have, I think, time where we can sort of focus on each person for a little bit, and then maybe we can talk them into all jamming together or something like that. We'll just kind of see what happens. And often when we do this, we kind of go down the line, but I really believe that part of what makes this such a beautiful festival and what makes it such a beautiful country is the way we've welcomed people from all over the world. That's our history, and they bring with them their great artistry. So I thought it might be good to start with our guests here. Start with one of our guests here. So let's make him feel welcome, Assam Rafe. Let's make him feel welcome. And he is a master of that instrument there, the oud. That is a. Tell us a little bit about that instrument you're playing there.
It's an oud.
It's an oud. It's old too. Yeah. It's an old oud.
And old too.
Yes.
Yeah. So very ancient instrument. Yeah. It's 12 strings. Actually, this one is 11. Each 2
Yeah.
1.
For those of you who are far away, each string is paired together.
Yeah.
So there's essentially 8. Would be.
Yeah, 6 strings.
Yeah.
And the lowest single, because the bass, so you can tune it different
Sure.
way. And many years ago, it's 1,000 years, and so many instruments comes from this as a grandpa.
Sure. The word lute comes from the word oud, by the way. Yes. So that gives you a sense of how old this is, over 5,000 years old, the oud. A beautiful instrument, and it's got that interesting neck to it. Why does it curve like that?
It is like this shape.
That's what it is.
Like this. Yeah. So
it's not for air travel to make it easier on the overhead. Yeah. And so you play bass at the same time. Would you do us a favor and just play us a little something on it? Their turn. he's playing with a very interesting pick. Show them that pick. That's just kind of like a, what is that? That's like a, looks like a nail filer or something.
No, no.
What is it?
It's very normal. It's a plastic, and it has special shape just to be in front of the strings. So it takes something from you as a player, how to you want it to.
Sure.
So yeah.
In Syria, you know, growing up and whatnot, where would you hear the oud? You know, what sort of parts of life is the music in?
I think you can find it with each house there. It's very common instruments. They like the sound. They are really, they love it.
Is it for social music or religious music or?
No, it's normal life.
Yeah, it's everyday life.
Yeah.
Sure.
So-
And do you compose music or do you play?
Sure.
Sure. Would you like to maybe play us one of your compositions? Are they?
Musicians.
Beautiful. Let's say hi to Ali over here, our Finnish wonderkind. You are not playing oud. You're playing an absolutely beautiful guitar that I commented on, and you said it was built by a Finnish guitar maker. Tell us about that guitar. That's a beautiful guitar.
Well, so this one is well, people probably know Gibson guitars. So this is kind of like the Gibson L5, but this was built in Finland by a great luthier called, his name is Arjukka Luomanen, and his company is AJL Guitars. And so I play mostly the music of Django Reinhardt,
Yeah.
which is called the Gypsy Jazz or Jazz Manouche. And usually it's played on acoustic guitar, and AJL guitars. He's more well known on building the Selmer Maccaberry style guitars. But later in Django's career, he switched to Archstop guitars as well. So I've been playing more Archstop myself lately too.
Are there a lot of builders in Finland of guitars?
Yeah, a lot of great ones.
And just such a love of that of gypsy jazz and of so many types of music there. It seems like folks in Scandinavia just sometimes know more about our music than we do, actually. Don't they?
Right. Yeah. So, well, the gypsy jazz thing isn't that big. When I kind of started, there wasn't really a lot of people playing it, but now it's like, I mean, we're playing gypsy jazz here in Bangor, Maine. So that's,
Yeah.
we're playing.
That's fair.
I mean, that music is originally from France, from the middle of the Europe. So.
Well, it's a nice way to start the day with some gypsy jazz, I find. My day's always better when it starts with live, amazing gypsy jazz, and I want to prove that to you right now. You want to pick on something there? Or?
Sure. I just met my new friend from Austin, Texas, so we might do. You want to play the?
You can have JD sit in with you here?
Sure.
All right, let's try it.
Oh, you want to do the? We're gonna play actually a Charlie Christian song because it's kind of the same thing. So we're gonna play one of his tunes called 7 Come 11.
Well, since we're in a jazz mood, we have the king of jazz, Riley Bogus, on the other end of the stage. Welcome him back. Riley, how are you, man?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Sounds like you're doing good over there.
Yeah. What have you been up to lately?
I'm just out being the king of jazz banjo.
Yes, you did.
I've never played a note of jazz in my life, but we're about to start, I reckon.
That's right here. Right here. Yeah. And that's an open back banjo
The only
too.
one.
That's an open back banjo, isn't it? Or
This
yes,
is
it is.
open back banjo.
See that? There's no back. He is backless. He's what do they call that? Never mind. I'm sorry.
It's backless, but I'm not strapped. Kind of
And Riley, you grew up in Winston-Salem, and your family's all from that part of North Carolina there, the Blue Ridge Mountains.
We're from the foothills and the northern Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina.
Yeah. And you have music in your family around you when you was...
Well, there was a lot of music in our community, and after I started playing music, I discovered that some of my family members played, but they kept it secret until I started playing, and then they felt like it was okay to come out.
Right. And now, I should say that that area of North Carolina, okay, is right there, Appalachian, sort of. It's south of places like Mount Airy, North Carolina, and then you get up to Galax, Virginia. And this is really kind of a hotbed of old-time string band, mountain music, and gospel music. And there's quite a bit of bluegrass there as well, but that's a little bit different. But folks were coming down. What I'm curious about, and I don't know exactly how old you are, and you don't have to tell us, but folks were coming to your area from the north and other places.
Yep.
To this was in the 60s,
70s.
We're coming down in droves. Folkies, people into folk music would come down to his part of the world to meet people like Tommy Jarrell, his fiddler. Where were you in all that? Were you a kid? Was that around you, or?
Well, I started playing in 1976, and there were certainly lots of folks coming down, and I started having the opportunity to go up to Tommy Jarrell's house, which was about 30 minutes from my house, and we'd go and I got to meet all these people from up north, lots of folks from Pennsylvania and New York and Massachusetts and Maine and places like that. But I was just a kid. I was about 15 years old when I started going around Tommy's.
Yeah.
And got to hear a lot of stories and play a lot of music and eat a lot of good food. Mm-hmm. That was the most important part.
And at that time in the 70s, were young people in your community, were they interested in the music that their parents and grandparents were playing, or were you?
No, I was a strange one. When people were, I'm still a strange one. You know that. But no, they weren't. They were more interested in listening to Kenny Loggins, and that kind of stuff, Footloose soundtrack and that sort of thing. I was the only guy at my high school who would ride around blaring Tommy Jarrell out of my Pinto. Through the one speaker, because the other one was gone.
I could see it. Well, why don't you show, you play a style, you play that claw hammer style, correct? Why don't you explain to people what that is?
I do. Well, claw hammer, I play a claw hammer style, which is different than what you would hear a bluegrass player play. Most bluegrass players play with 3 fingers and use a set rolling pattern. And they mix those patterns together. Now, what I do has a basic rhythm that's sort of like, that's where everything starts. And all the tunes are made up of that somehow. So I could play one.
Yeah, please do. Let's just keep talking about it.
Yeah.
What does you know? You have a banjo.
I can pontificate endlessly about how to play the banjo. But playing the banjo is different. It's just not the same, John. May I sing as well?
Please do.
Because these kind of, like singing and picking, they kind of go together sometimes. See if we can do it. It's called Long Steel Rail.
Claw hammer style, like bouncing off that top string there, but that short string, and brushing with the other one.
The area where I come from is one of the style in that area is one of the only places where they use the 5th string, or that little fine string there, the little short string. It's one of the only places where they use it as a melody note. Mm-hmm. Most styles of claw hammer through the Southern Appalachians just use it as a drone.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But the American 5-string banjo, as we know it, comes primarily from an instrument from Africa, from Senegal and Mali, or the Senegambian region. It's called an akonting. And they have akonting orchestras, or akonting jams, and they all play in the same tuning, they just don't all tune to the same pitch. And they play the same tune, all in different pitches. So they're just in tune with themselves. And that's what matters. And it sounds great.
That's it. Riley Bogus, everybody. How about that? It's a treat to have you here. It's great to be here. And speaking of the roots of these instruments, I'm looking at this this instrument over here on this gentleman's lap. I want to talk about here. That's Selwyn Birchwood from Orlando, Florida. Making sure young man. He's a young fella. Plays well beyond his years, however. And tell us about this instrument that you're playing right there.
It's a lap steel guitar. I actually got turned on to this instrument. I was very blessed and lucky when I was 19 years old. An old Texas blues man from Texas picked me up in his band, and His name is Sonny Rhodes, and what he was known for was playing the lap steel guitar and blues music, which not a lot of people were doing at that time, and still not too many people now, but you've got a lot more sacred steel and stuff out there. And I picked it up. I actually was really falling in love with the older blues guys like Elmore James and Mississippi Fred McDowell, and you know, a lot of the older slide players. And I was having trouble playing a straight slide like this, so I picked up the lap steel because I really loved the way it sounded, and I found it easier to play on my lap at that time. And you know, instead of playing it the way that a lot of the sacred steel guys played and a lot of the more traditional steel players played, I was trying to sound like Elmore James on the lap steel instead. So yeah, I was having trouble playing it like this, but I could play an Elmore James song on the lap steel and play it. And I was having an easier time on here. And I was really digging guys like Muddy Waters and stuff like that, so I found it easier to play it on here and play that type of stuff on here. Woo! So it was kind of cool. Happened sort of by accident. But
And of course, he's playing for those. I know, I realize some of you are way back there. I don't know how good your eyesight is. He has a slide on his finger there. What kind of slide do you like to play with? What is it? A glass or is it? Metal or?
You know what, I think this is a ceramic one.
Ceramic? Okay.
I tend to drop them and break them a lot, so they roll off the air and stuff, but I think this one's a ceramic one. But a lot of the steel players play it with a Stevens bar, which is a heavier piece of metal.
Okay.
And they put it on
And
there.
is there frets on that?
There is, you can see them.
They're just
But,
for visual, just to look
yeah,
at?
just to-
So, you understand, so those of you who are not guitar players, see there's the vertical lines that you see, those are called frets. And that's how you note when you play, you press on it, and it makes your string shorter, which makes it go higher, right? We can talk about the physics of this, but the strings are raised, and that's where he can slide and make the strings bend and make that wonderful bendy sound that he can make. It does have frets on it, just the line, so he can see where the notes are, help him as a visual aid. Okay? So why don't you rip into something, man? Let's hear this thing for real.
All right. I tell you what, we were messing around doing sound check. So we'll try to do some country blues or something, I guess. Is that all right?
All right. So I want to ask you the same question I asked Riley, actually, which is with the young folks, your friends and people around you, people you went to school with, were they into this kind of music like you were, or were you sort of a little more of an oddball in that?
Not at all. I had the same feeling when I was in high school, driving my car and everyone was listening to hip hop and whatever pop on the radio and stuff, and I'm.
You were not in a Pinto, though, were you?
Nah, first two.
Yeah, stay away from the
But
Pinto.
I was blasting Muddy Waters out of my windows, and
Yeah.
people looked at me like I was a crazy person. They didn't understand why I'm listening to blues from the 40s and 50s.
They get it now, don't they? They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, where are you going, Maine? What?"
That's right. man.
Fantastic, man. Well, thank you for. Do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 69 years young.
16. You look fantastic. Those protein supplements. Fantastic.
32.
32. 32. And single, ladies, is 32. Well, let's say hi to JD over here from Austin, Texas. All right, what's your story? Tell us a little bit about flying armadillos.
I wasn't aware that I was supposed to supply a story today.
But is there, why the flying armadillos? How did that name happen? How about that? Is there a,
How did that name happen? Well, our band leader is an extremely clever guy, and probably one of the few folks to have seen a live armadillo. I have. All the ones I've seen have been flat, but so you can't, prove a negative. So I guess technically they could fly. Somehow.
okay, true. And you play. Tell us about the music, the style of music that you play.
Our group plays Texas swing or Western swing music, and also I say country music, but that can be misleading. More traditional styles with shuffles. You can call it honky tonk, but we play a lot of Bob Wills music and Hank Williams and things like that. Roger Miller, classic stuff.
Yeah, from the heart of it. Some of that Texas stuff is incredible, of course.
Sure, there's quite a tradition there.
Yeah.
As I've learned, originally I'm from Salt Lake City, but I moved to Austin in 2001, so I've lived there a good deal of time now.
And Austin's a place that really embraces all kinds of roots-based music. It seems like it's got.
I think so. Yeah, it's been an inclusive environment, and you can hear just about any kind of music pretty well in a variety of places, just about any day of the week, if you can survive the traffic, which is getting bad.
And of course, and there's a little bit of competition if you're a guitar player in Austin, Texas. So you must be pretty good at this thing.
I think so, but fortunately for me, everyone seems to have work and a place to. I just know that I was welcomed into the community as a younger guy.
Wonderful.
So.
And you are playing the Fender Telecaster.
Yeah, it's not normally what I play, but I decided to travel with an electric shovel. And it came through okay.
Wonderful. You want to pick some?
Sure, I'll play a little something. As a guitarist, I've been fortunate to play with a lot of very exciting musicians over the years. Some of whom were able to play, for instance, like Ollie's able to. And I found myself puzzling, well, what am I going to do? Because I felt like I couldn't compete or whatever. So I developed a style of playing where I accompany myself. Guitar players call it chord melody, but it's just more of a harmonic approach. So I'll play one of my favorite Western songs that I probably first heard from Bing Crosby, maybe.
the local fella made good over here, Samuel James from Portland, Maine. How does a nice guy from Portland, Maine get into playing traditional blues music?
Oh, because I'm the only person in my family from Maine.
What's that?
I'm the only person in my family from
Oh yeah,
Maine.
where are they all from?
East Texas.
East Texas. Oh man. All right. Well, firstly, our thoughts are with the family. I feel people are getting themselves.
Oh, they left a long time ago.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. And so, was music around you as a kid? Did you have this?
Yeah, so my father was a professional pianist, and he brought me up playing piano from a young age, from 8. Yeah, and he learned from his father was a guitar player similar to how I play, and his mother didn't want him doing that. She wanted him learning classical piano. So he had this expatriated German lady who came over and teach him how to play classical music with a knuckle for the ruler for his knuckles, for rhythm.
Man. And then it comes back around.
So yeah, he decided to take the non-ruler approach with me,
Yes. Yeah.
which is arguable.
Right.
I didn't stick with it,
Right. Yeah. Sweet. And you play. Tell us a little bit about that guitar. That's a very beautiful guitar. And
Thank you very much. I actually stole this out of the back of your car.
Couldn't have been out of the back of mine.
Uh-oh.
I put a bunch of banjos back there. They're still there, man. I left it open. I put a sign out. Nobody will take them, right?
When you get back, there might be another one.
I know. But we can't hold on to guitars like that. That's beautiful.
This interview got away from me pretty quick.
Stop it.
We got banjos. Yeah, so this is a national tricone resonator. They were designed in the 20s before there was such a thing as electricity in music. Because if you had a full band, say you had a horn and you had a regular acoustic guitar, you're not going to hear the guitar. You guys get the idea.
Yeah.
So what's inside here is essentially an acoustic amplifier. I'll give a little strum without the mic, so you can hear it.
Wow. Yeah.
Turns out I need mics here. But yeah, that's the point.
Wow. That's fantastic. And that's why that's really why it was designed.
That's why they were designed. Yeah, you couldn't hear a regular.
And it
guitar.
plays a nice. It's like almost like a chop.
Yeah, it's like a crunch, like a.
Yeah, metally sound, crunchy sound.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Why don't you pick out one for it? And you also got a slide there on your finger. What kind of slide do you like to use?
Well, for the same reason that Selwyn said, you drop some and break some, I use a metal one. This is the first slide the second slide, that I ever bought. The first one was glass, and I put it on the floor and immediately lost it.
Yeah.
And I had to walk around with shoes in my apartment for the next.
Right.
And now this metal one. This is a song I wrote called Tuning.
Beautiful.
That is a common joke everybody on the stage has told at least once. I got to tell it first this festival. If you hear them do it, copy me. I'll play this old Fred McDowell song, this song called 61 Highway. Finish the previous song. Well, the 61 highway, it's the longest road I know. I said the 61 highway, it's the longest road
My baby's out all the way down the Gulf of Mexico. Well, some folks say that the Greyhound buses don't run. Some folks say that the Greyhound buses don't run. Well, let's go down West Memphis, baby, all the way down the Highway 61. Well, if I should die before you think my time has come, yes, if I should die before you think my time has come, well, you can bury my body right down on Highway 61. I said the 61 highway is the longest road I know. I said the 61 highway, the longest road I know. It goes from my baby's house all the way down the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, I think everyone's gotten a little moment in the sun, so I think it's fun time. We mentioned about how a lot of these folks have been sort of kicked out of bands, like JD here, the Flying Armadillos. He played us a wonderful number just by himself that he, become himself. But that's not normally what you're doing. You normally have a band there with you and play with other people.
That's
I don't
correct.
know. I thought it might be fun, maybe play a tune, good swinging tune, and anyone who feels so inclined, just jump onto it. It might be a little more challenging for you, Assam, because I bet is that probably a different set of scales on that? I mean, is it a
Sometimes yes. My whole tuning now it's half step down.
whole tuning?
So yeah,
Yeah,
we can.
but you give it a shot, right? Is that all right? This is gonna be a little loose. Yeah, somebody call a key. Talk to the mic. You talk to the mic.
What's good key, gang?
Oh, there it is.
Just play in a key. He'll get it. He'll get on.
I'm in open D.
D? Okay.
Yeah, I said I'm in D, open D.
Okay.
But I can go to open E. I can do anything.
Let's go, you're in C sharp, so why don't we play maybe in E flat, like Capo or fret or something. Not or something.
Give Riley some time.
Riley, what works for you,
You know
bud?
what they say about banjo players? They spend half the set tuning and the other half playing out of tune.
Well, you two got a half
We're
second.
here for Riley to come around. We're in Maine, Riley. No one's ever heard these before about the banjo players.
You know why there's no banjos on Star Trek, right?
Why is that?
It's the future.
Hey, you know the difference between a frog walking down the street and a guy carrying a banjo walking down the street? Frog's probably got a gig.
We may
get this
change some
under
keys
control.
along the way, in fairness. I'm going to start this thing out in E flat. That's 3 flats for y'all.
Just go for it. like the dress rehearsal. Beautiful. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Samuel, sir,
Yes, sir.
would you care to lead us in one, maybe? Something fun and maybe singing and get everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people will be able to jump on if you just
You can
get
tell
it.
we all practice this too, right? Yeah, all right, how about this? It's just, I know we just did E flat. Let's just move it. Let's just move it a fret and go to E. Can we do it? Sure. Is everybody familiar with E? Should we let around the two?
People's key. You all good, Riley? Any more time? You good? Okay.
This is just gonna be a little one chord, just E. That's it, the whole time, E. This is gonna get crazy with all these strings. This is an old song called Catfish Blues. This goes just like this. Swimming in a deep blue sea. Out of all you good looking women, fishing after me, right after me, right after me, right after me, yeah. All right. Well, I'm waiting my girlfriend's house, and I sat down on her front step. She said, "Honey, now say well, my husband just now left, just now left, just now left, oh, just now left."
I can say with utter certainty that's the best oud solo I've ever heard on Catfish. Best. The best. The best, is it not? Woo. Fantastic. It sounds beautiful up here, by the way. Fantastic work over there on the monitors. It's not easy to do this, and up front there with Dean running sound. I hope it sounds as good for you out there as it does up here. It's beautiful. Musicians play better when they can hear themselves well and sound well, so we appreciate all the production here. They were wise enough to make this an hour and 15 minutes instead of just an hour, but with the way these songs are going, this is probably going to be the last one. So once again, what a pleasure. Riley Bogus over there, Sam and Jane, Sheldon, Coach Wood, Ali, Hassan, JD, and Stephen Holbert back there on the piano. Fantastic. Riley, you got something you can take us out with? Let's let Riley Bogus take us home or something. No, I didn't say tune. I said take us out.
Banjo, man. You know, I've actually heard that banjo is a Senegalese word for out of tune.
All right. And you all have been fantastic, by the way, audience. I hope you have a fantastic festival. We got beautiful weather. Please do me a favor and put something in the bucket. When you pass a bucket, get a sticker. It makes you feel good and makes you know that we can bring beautiful musicians from all over the world to show that to me, it's what makes America a special place, is all the different cultures and all the different types of people that we have here.
Thank you all so much for having us. We sure have had a good time. If you've had half as much fun as me, then I've had twice as much fun as you. How about another one in E? Since that's where I'm tuned, and otherwise I'll have to retune, and we don't have time for that. how about one of those, it's a mountain blues. It's called country blues because it comes from the country. But, you know, one of the things I've discovered is that country's country, no matter what country you're in or what country you're from. So we all got a similar thing going on. This is just one chord.
I'm into it.
I don't know why people waste all those chords in music. You know?
So much time.
Find the groove and get it.
Stephen Hubbard, J.D. Penley. Thank you all so much. What a wonderful treat.